this. So I'm gonna keep talk what we were discussing, but today we're going to see more about variance analysis. Uh, so some of concepts before. Um, let me hold on. Let me just fix this. Should be right here. Okay. Can you still see?
Yes.
Okay, very few questions on the exam contains formula. Nevertheless, you should know. I've seen a lot of questions in the exam, in the PMP exam, but I haven't seen a lot of them containing formulas and ask you to calculate so far. But it helps us to know how the project is really going, these numbers, these formulas that I'm gonna show. And it is important to know what these numbers means, because some of the questions they will not ask us to calculate. They will show a certain scenario and say, this is the number, what do you think about this project? So even though we don't remember exactly the formulas and the calculations, we know the meaning behind that. So that's one of the most important things. So I'm gonna talk about earned value. So it's a quantification of the work done to date. So it tells you in physical terms what the project has accomplished. So earned value can be presented in a cumulative and current fashion. Current earned value is the sum of the budget for the activities accomplished in a given period. It's also called budgeted cost of work performed. So planned value is determined by the cost and the schedule baseline. If you go to page 2, 240, 240, remember Mark Jensen explained us about those concepts. So earn heck. Let's say that I planned to do two tasks in January, and then two tasks in February, and then two tasks in March, four tasks, different tasks in April, and then so forth. It's like July, I planned my project planned to do muted. Now let's talk about budget, right? So to do that two tasks, I planned to spend $50. And then in February, I planned to do two tasks, again, two different tasks, which it would cost me to pay, $30 and so forth. Everything in blue was what I planned it done. So current EV is the sum of the budget for the activities accomplished in the given period. I don't like the word budget here because budget for me looks like something I've planned, but actually earned value is just something that I get as value for something that I've done. In this case, the amount of money I spent. And why I have 10 there? Because actually I spent 10. Okay. Now it's easy to understand the actual cost for me now. At the beginning, I paid more. Okay. Cost is okay. If it's less than I would spend, like discount, for example, March, would be even better. My earned value was 160. While I'm performing nice, I'm under the budget, right? One more. How about June? Interpretation behind the schedule variance. So, okay, so why I have minus 40 here and why I'm behind the schedule?
Because it's your earned value minus your planned value.
Exactly. Remember the blue one is what I planned?
Go back.
Yeah.
Push enter tab. No, keep going. Push. Yeah, right there. So we say ahead of schedule. However, what we're doing here is we're taking a look at each individual month. How
invest into it and you get very little work done. So when you do the overall, you're like, oh, overall cumulative, you're really ugly.
How about April?
0.93.
0.93 funds not being used efficiently. How about May? When I calculate SPI, I need to divide EV, my earned value, by my planned value. Because I plan to spend $50, but I just spent 10, right? And 10 is 20% of 50. So if you have a piece of paper you can do, or in your calculator,
Bad what? 92.92?
92? I don't think so.
what do you guys use to measure the performance of your projects? Do you use earned value or do you use other metrics?
Because Helena being that modular design is what Helena is, and you'll see more and more of those. Even just seeing how that works, that's supposed to encapsulate and shorten the life.
If I would look this project, I would be concerned of SPI or CPI, and why?
I'd probably look more at be more concerned SPI.
SPI.
Because I think on the CPI, that's your cost performance index, you want that to be as high as possible, because for every dollar you spend, you're getting right now at the end almost $1.50 for every spend. So that to me looks positive. But I'd be more concerned with the SPI on this graph of the two, because you're just right above break even.
Right above one.
Project budget at completion of $10,000, where 30% has been completed, but we had 40% that we had planned to be completed at this stage, that we had planned to BAC. We can use these to track the variance analysis, basically to see how our project is tracking.
One of the other things that you can do as a project manager once you have all this data is you can think through this as the concepts behind what's going on here. Good to be aware of. And
very beginning, we during the test, very few questions will contain formulas, but these forms will help us to understand the meaning behind these numbers. That's
to get those, if you just understand those four and you know how to calculate the others, then you'll be in good shape. But see ya.